Yo. What is good, people? Hope you're all doing well out there. Surviving 2025 as best you can. Hope it's already treating you better than 2024. If you partied last night, I hope whatever we do this morning together doesn't hurt. So there we go. So far, so good, says Bonch. You're in the future, Bonch. You stepped into 2025 before me. I don't really have much in the way of updates for you, really, other than it's a new year. I'm going to try not to think of 2024 as quickly as I can. Oh, Bonch, I think I've just always kind of assumed that you were in the UK. Why have I always made that assumption? Maybe because my introduction to you was in Becky's community and you're always like on the spot. Probably. That's probably what it was. Yeah. Yeah. Well, where are you in Merca? Are you in the future from me? New Mexico. Okay. See, I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have guessed. I would have tried to guess a place somewhere in the middle, but I don't think I would have guessed New Mexico. All right. How's the weather in New Mexico right now? We are, it's cold, but it's not like, it's not what it should be. It's gray, it's wet, and it's cold, but it's not freezing. Last place anyone would guess. Right, like on the list of states that people forget most often, I wonder where New Mexico actually ranks, right? Like there's got to be a few that are just like, oh yeah, that are like everybody's problem spot, you know what I mean? There's a bunch right over there in the upper right hand corner. See, I'm from way over here on the left of the map where all the states are huge and we have to drive like for hours and hours and hours to get somewhere. So there's a lot of the little one. I bet I'd miss one. Cold and sunny here. We're carried by Breaking Bad, the Roswell incident. When it comes to pop culture awareness, yeah, seriously. Respect the gazelle. First one of 2025. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate you, homie. Hope you're doing well over there. Sunny Maryland. We were just talking about the weather. Sunny and cold in the desert for Bonch, and it is it's cold and gray here and damp. But I'm still kind of reeling from the fact that Bonch is Merkin, and I thought that Bonch was across the pond. And yeah, this is what you get for making assumptions in life. You know, it just shouldn't happen. Sorry, Bonch. Paul, I hope you're well. Happy 2025 to you. He never corrected it. Yeah, I think I've probably made assumptions about a few folks, and then they haven't corrected me, so they're probably in the same position, you know? 2 trips to Mexico in 95. Were you visiting aliens, or were you picking up crank? It's like the main import-export business of New Mexico. We import the alien tourists and we export the crank. Happy new apocalypse. Newpocalypse. I think we can. I think we can consolidate that a bit. Newpocalypse. What about Bonchi was from Gibraltar? Gibraltar. Oh, I'm not alone. From Gibraltar. I wonder what makes someone get the feeling that someone is from Gibraltar specifically. You know what I mean? I've been making this this new series of things called Cosmic Fields, and each track is just like this deep space immersive scene. And each one lasts several minutes, so you can get kind of lost in them pretty easily. And they really do kind of evolve and change over that entire time. There is a steady drone throughout, but then there's all of these other layers of just like interest stuff. You know, cosmic field matter. It's good background stuff. Interesting. Your work sent you to teach some Navajo high school teachers and students how to make web pages. And that was in 95. All right. Green Hollow Music. Welcome in. Hey, Paul and Green Hollow, since you guys just walked in the door, here's a link. We're going to do a little challenge today where everybody gets the same sounds. The sounds are a bunch of random dialogue. Remember when I was asking you randomly several weeks back? It was before the Pooppocalypse. So it was a couple of months back now, I guess. I was asking you, hey, wouldn't it be fun to play with just some random words of like me speaking, like sampling from live streams, basically? Okay, so there's 100 dialogue samples waiting for you guys, and there's also the Funky Pack, which is it's super popular. It's like it's almost as popular as what are the ones that you guys are always going on about? Granular toppers and trinkets. It's kind of right up there. So this is a comb filter pack, and rather than like a granular pack. So it's pretty interesting stuff. We'll listen through a bunch. You guys will have a couple of hours, I guess, to do your thing. Make a beat, make a song, whatever. And whoever does a thing and we're like, hey, that's an awesome thing, then a thing will happen. In classic OhmLab challenge style, where we don't hype it up. We just have a bunch of fun, and then awesome things happen at the end, and we rejoice. So, if anyone wants to participate in said Loki challenge, let's do this. The only rules that exist really truly are the same ones that always exist, and that is turn in your own work, and please don't be a jerk. Hey, Liv is back. Alrighty, got breakfast and caffeine. Liv, we're about to do the first OhmLab challenge of the year. First OhmLab community challenge of the year. Everybody gets dialogue samples. Everybody gets the Funky Pack. And you got a couple of hours just to kind of play. And whatever you're inspired to do, whether it be a beat, an entire soundtrack, whatever, it's up to you. Like I was saying, just make sure it's your own work and don't be a jerk, and we'll be good. And what are you fighting for? We'll see at the end. We're not going to hype it up. We'll just let it happen. And I hope you guys make lots of interesting, fun stuff. I can make some fun stuff with you as well. I've been thinking about this. In the past, as we've done challenges, I've mostly been focused on other things, deadlines, production of future content for you guys, whatever. So maybe in some of these, I will twist something up with you, in hopes of not like derailing whatever you're doing on your end. But I might do that. I might also just cook something up new for the portfolio, or 2 or 3. Yesterday I made a few tracks, so we'll see. Trying to think if there's any other things. No, I don't think so. No great details here. This is just an open challenge. Liv says, "Oh, I wrote several great tunes because of OhmLab challenges back in the day." Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. All good stuff. Okay, so I'll just keep tossing this in here every once in a while. Oh, actually, I can just pin this, right? Yeah, let's pin this. How many minutes can I put in here? Yeah, that's what I thought. There we go. It will stay. Rokusai! How are you, sir? It's good to see you. Welcome back, and congratulations on your fiber, and congratulations on the new place. Happy New Year. All of that stuff. Roku, you went away, and 2024 got worse. So, I'm glad you're back. We missed you. I was just telling these guys we're going to do the first community challenge of the year. It's going to be a really simple one that we can all kind of ease into. Everybody gets 2 sound packs. You get the funky pack, and you get a bunch of random Chris saying words into a microphone. You get 100 of those dialogue samples. We'll listen to some of those really quick, and then that's it. You guys got a couple of hours. We'll listen to what everybody made at the end, and that's good. This is all your fault. Oh man, just look at where we are, Roku. Oh man. So selfish to put your livelihood and you know, having a home and stuff in front of the rest of us. But it is what it is. We missed you, Roku. Whoa, hold on a second. Paul says, I did a marathon 9-hour stream last night. The EMPS 2022-4. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Roku, did you break my sewage? You broke my sewage. Oh man. The whole city got involved in this one, homie. From the other side of the world you did this? That's some freaking magic, man. You paid in poop. Oh, thank you, kind sir. You've paid in heartfelt belly laughs. Oh my gosh, I paid in poop. Oh my goodness. See, I can't really imagine that, Paul. Being out of the house due to the AC dropping out. We've always just tolerated the heat here. Yeah. But I feel like AC is becoming much more common out here. For sure. Roku. Oh, right. Okay, so there's a link. It's pinned. And we're going to turn this way down. There's a link that's pinned. And if you follow that link, you're going to get to a couple of different things. One of the things that you'll get to is a whole bunch of dialogue samples. And it's just me. Yeah, so it's just me. It's just a bunch of really random stuff, some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are just raw recordings. They're not processed in any way. I expect you guys to do amazing things to these. And all right. Boots. Why is there a boots? Because there's also a... Come closer. Cats. A cats, that's right. Cats and boots. They call me OhmLab. You can call me Chris. There's a bunch in here. Come closer. There's a bunch here. Come on. Disco. E&B. Don't be a savage. Drop it. Drop it. Drum and bass. Drums. Easy. Feedback. Feel it. Get it. Get on the dance floor. Get ready for the hands in the air. Hands up. Here comes the... Here we go. Hip hop. Hold it now. Hot. Keep it going. Less is more. Let's go. Let's party. Let's see how they like this. Long. Love it. Make it funky. Make it hot. Math matters. Money. Move it. Music. Music. Here comes my favorite part. Me and my ohmies. Nice kick. Nice. Nice. Now that's a snare. Oh yeah. Ain't no party like an OhmLab party. Oh my god, what? On it. Ooh, snap. Oons. Funk. Pump it. Respect the gazelle. Right there. R&B. Rock and roll. Shake it. Shake it. Shake your booty. Smooth. Heck no. That's a hit. That's a rap. That's fire. That's hot. That's tight. The beat. Here's the beginning. The end. This is jazz. This'll make 'em move. Timing is everything. Wait a minute. What's going? Watch those luffs. Welcome. What? What just happened? What? Yeah. You gotta EQ that. You know you want it. All right. So, you guys have told me some of the things you wanted to hear, and I kept track of those things, and they're in here. There's 100 of them. There's watch those luffs, less is more, respect the gazelle. Were you on Chronic again when you recorded these? These were all just recorded into the mic. There's no extra takes, editing, processing, whatever, so you guys can just do what you do to them. Gotta respect the gazelle. Liv, I love you. You're wonderful. Green Hollow Music. Go grab whatever free sounds there are in the Twitch rewards or subscriber rewards channel, because there's some extra sounds in there. Let's check out Funky really quick, because that's the other pack that you guys are getting in the download. So let's go do that. We have so much new stuff coming in 2025, you guys. There's really just like a wide variety of really weird stuff in here. So this is comb processing in really creative ways. These are meant to be toppers. So you're building a beat and you put this in with it and it just kind of transforms it, adds a bunch of character. It's a bunch of different BPMs. They're mostly clean enough to stretch across BPMs and hold up pretty well. So you guys can feel free to get pretty creative with these. They hold up in samplers quite well. Lots and lots of little great one-shots hiding in here. So these work as good kit builders too, for like little minimalistic kits. Start picking up the pace here. Good old-fashioned scissor tricks. There's some pretty good ones lurking in here. Oh, this one's just super funky. Thanks, Liv. We can expect a new funky at some point near the halfway point of 2025. It's kind of on the map. These, they're still fairly fresh, right? These are actually from 2018, believe it or not. This one always sounds dope at a beat. Yeah, so the fun thing about working with comb filter effects in topper elements is that it brings a lot more tonality than a lot of people are typically used to working with in the rhythmic section. So it kind of sparks all sorts of creative ideas and workarounds and whatnot as a result, because you're kind of working left of your normal center, and yeah, it just kind of forces change. So yeah, very textural. Can make some chill neurofunk stuff with those. Yeah, neurofunk. Yeah, but with the chill of deep house. Yeah, absolutely. Do that. That sounds freaking amazing. That sounds great. Ooh, that just gave me an idea for a new series of community challenges, Liv. What if we made up genres and then we all tried to make something in that genre together? So it would be a we're all working on this thing kind of thing. I would definitely want to participate in those, I think. Yeah. So this would be like uh, a Nero chill funk. Is that Nero chill funk? It's a good combo. It's a good combo. All right. So as people start to wake up and start to clear their heads from last night and join us, please point to the link that's pinned in the chat. Ooh, yeah. I bet it does. I bet it does. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. I think this is a fun idea. Um, only real Nero chill heads will like this one. Oh man. I'm just imagining some of the genres that we would imagine. If you guys have something to turn in at the end of the stream today, that's great, and we can listen to them. I don't really expect everyone to have something complete. I'm gonna say let's shoot for Friday as like the ultimate turn in time on this one. But if one of you, if any of you, are so inspired to chase something to the point where you want to share at the end of this stream, we'll be wrapping up around 1:30 ish, something like that. Yeah, yeah, I think that's really what we're doing. Oh, Green Hollow, don't even sweat it. We will reconvene here as a group on Friday for Feedback Friday, and we will set aside time to listen to everybody's um, submissions. That's the right word, yeah. And we'll do that at the end of the stream on Friday. I think that's our plan. What time is it now? It is 11:14, sir. Pacific. Liv says, I've just realized I'm basically describing Cohen sound. Hey, it's not bad to come back to a perfect sound, you know? It's like you're trying to describe something so specific, then you realize, oh, that's Sophie. Or, yeah, yeah. It's funny how each genre or subgenre has such a fantastic, like, what's the right, or it's not just iconic, it's like prototypical, I guess, example of what the whole thing's supposed to feel like. Zin, you're in the future. What state are you in, Zindremic? I'm placing people on the map today. Green Hollow, what state are you in? Oh, see that? We start asking people where they are, and Roku disappears. You guys notice that? Mm-hmm. Where exactly did he move? Still claiming Holland, I think. Yeah, yeah, right? Zen says, my genre is whatever comes out in the end. Yeah, that's exactly my genre too. Green Hollow's from North Carolina. Excellent. I'm from Portland over here. Mooseland, Canada, Ontario, above New York. Excellent. Excellent. How big is that? How big is Mooseland? Like, I'm unfamiliar with Mooseland, so I'm gonna look this up. Where am I? let's just see. Let's learn about this. Oh, Moose River gold mines. Okay, so Zendremic is probably rich. And Tangier Grand Lake Wilderness area. And so he probably eats a lot of fish that he catches, like constantly. He may or may not be wearing a moose head when he goes out to fish and collect gold in the mines. It's good to learn more about our friends online. I feel like I'm closer to Zendremic now. Yes, totally rich. See? I guessed it. I totally nailed it. I knew it. I knew it. You kind of have that air about you, you know, you don't need much in life because, you know, you're rich and you wear a moose head when you collect your gold pieces. It's probably the accent. I was probably picking up on it in your accent. You're basically made out of gold at this point, which is super impressive. This is good. Pet beaver name. Beelzebub? I sweat cold droplets. This is fantastic. Can I have one of your handkerchiefs? Oh, man. This is sort of like the Midas touch. The Midas secretion. Get in line. Every cup of tea is golden. Man. What are we going to make today? What are we going to make today? What are we going to make today? I don't know what I'm going to make today. Part of me feels like making something super chill. Because I'm still easing into 2025. Paul says, I've made my imagination into reality. Spray foam is amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, should we get really weird and wild, or should we... Let's split the difference. Let's do a little bit of both. Let's go over here. And let's make something over here for a little bit. And then we'll move back. I'm not sure what we're going to make, but I think it might be something really super mellow, like maybe something in the Cosmic Field series, maybe? I've been putting each one into a specific key. I've also been trying to challenge myself to use what I get when I trigger a sound, which makes it a little more difficult. But it's been really good for creativity, so we'll see. I want to know what you made out of spray foam, Paul. This one might be a little too piercing to keep going, but we'll listen to it. That's probably long enough. Let's bring in another one. This could be a layer for later. Let's try this again over here. Actually like that as a foundational layer. So I'm going to bring this one down as a little shimmer layer, and we're going to copy this out a few times. We're going to kind of build around this guy here. Gets the right call. We'll see how it plays out. We're going to need that to be a bit more expansive, probably. So we might want to just kind of drench this guy. Let's do some ROM here. Get a little feedback cooking in here. Wait, hold on a second. Paul has said, by the way, if you want to see what me and my Electronica Fest crew were up to in November, Google Guitar Fool, which now I feel like I need to do. Guitar Fool, synthesizer stuff. Sound and video files, Buchla clones. What have you done? There's ARP documentation. What? Ooh. Okay. Man, this is fantastic. Well, now I'm down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna be going and clicking through, I bet, probably all of these. Let's just see if one of these will play for us really quick. Ooh. Liv says what I'm making here sounds like we're playing Breath of the Wild. About to get a power from one of the ancient warrior folk. Yeah. Okay, we're not. Yeah. No video with supported format and time type found. Okay. Well, we'll come back to this at a different time. Okay, we've got this violin tremolo thing that we may bring in later. Yeah, it's pretty kind of Star Trek sounding right there, isn't it? All right, let's find another layer that will shift agreeably. Okay, so I like both of those. I'm gonna find two more of these. Yeah, I feel like ADD is picking up on what I'm wanting to do here. All right, one more. No, I don't want a deep rumble in this one, I don't think, right now. No, I don't want any of those. Maybe I'll go in here and copy the pack here. A little too much. Yeah, this one brings a certain amount. Yeah, let's do this. All right. We're going to bring in our kind of unsettled, kind of ambiguous thing here. And then we will ease into our little kind of enchanted discovery tone. We'll slip into this more synthetic realm because that first one is some violin, and then we'll just spam this out a couple more times, add a couple more minutes, and it'll make room. This last piece that we want in there. Okay, let's just space these a little bit. Go back and we will tighten up for timing and alignment. Bring this up a track. So we could bring these all up, I bet. All right. I'm going to bring in a drone as well. For those of you unfamiliar with the tool that I'm using right now, it's Audio Design Desk, and I've made these sounds previously, and now I'm just kind of going through and using them. It's going to go into replace here, and let's just say low intensity, low complexity. Hey, Saffron's here! Happy New Year, Saffron. How you doing, homie? I get to see Saf next week. And speaking of, sessions will be coming back online in the next couple of weeks. I've got some folks that need to get their sessions in that they weren't able to get them during Pooppocalypse and stuff. So if you have requests pending, we'll get you through the queue. Exophonic, welcome in and Happy New Year. Christian! Saying, hey, a bit late to the stream. What's the special community challenge? Okay, cool. So there is a link at the top of the chat. Click that. When you click that, download the file that you find there, and you're going to get 2 sound packs. One is the Funky Pack, which is 50 different toppers that have all been processed creatively with comb filters, and these are wild. These are wild sounds. These are just kind of all over the place in BPM. And they're really cool. The other thing that you're going to get is a pack of dialogue samples of just me speaking. So you can call me Chris. They call me OhmLab. Cats and boots. Cats. Come closer. Come on. Disco. D&B. Don't be a savage. Drop it. Drop it. Drum and bass. Drums. Easy. Feedback. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. Watch the Luffs, less is more, respect the gazelle. All the things that you guys like from the streams are here in dialogue sample form. You've got 100 of those. You've got 50 of these funky samples. Deadline is end of the stream on Friday. If you have something today and you're excited about it and you want to share, that's great, and we could do that. But we'll expect these at the end of the stream on Friday. So at the end of the feedback segment of the stream on Friday. What are the guidelines and what is the actual challenge? Make whatever you're inspired to make. This is the first challenge of 2025. We haven't done a challenge for a while, so the wheels have come off. The only things that I ask is 1, please submit only your work. 2, don't be a jerk. Like, don't produce something just to offend, like, a certain person or something, and that's it. That's all. So have fun, be really inspired and creative, and the more you there is in it, the more we are going to like it. What are you fighting for? What is the challenge all about? We'll see. We don't like to hype stuff too much in advance. It's more just about the process and getting there. What you get at the end is just cool beans. So that's our challenge. Everybody has access to the sounds. Please grab the sounds now. You may not have access to them again. And that's it. The dialogue samples are completely unprocessed, so twist them however you like. And yes, you may use them in other productions. That is okay. I think that's it. Hey, Saf, nice. Stayed up till 6 a.m. Nice. Ooh. Oh, Liv, you too. Good on you. Good on you. All right. Well, that's good. Oh, and hey, look at that. Danny's here. Good morning. I feel like it was just last year I saw you guys, he says. So funny. Danny, there's a couple of sound packs. You might already have Funky, but you don't have the dialogue samples. Go grab them now if you want to play. We're going to have everyone turn in their submissions on Friday at the end of the feedback segment on our feedback stream. Yep. It's a beat battle. It is a soundscape challenge. It's whatever you want it to be. You can use these things in a remix. You can do an original thing, and do whatever you like. Whatever you like. And you're clear if it's something that you really like and you want to publish it or whatever, you have my permission. You are clear to use my voice. Okay. Link again, it is pinned, Saf, right at the top of the chat. Excellent. And if that's blocked for anyone for any reason on their device, it's there in the chat. And we'll see what you guys end up with. It can be any genre, any length. Let's see what you guys are feeling at the top of 2025. That's going to blend in such weird ways. Okay, yeah, we're going to keep that. Let's check our volume mix here real quick. I'm going to take this whole line down. Be to like -8. Let's get this piercing drone down. It's at -12. Let's get it to -18. There we go. It's a little better. All right, these beds. We're just going to take all 4 of these en masse. We're going to take them down 6 dB. No, -4. There we go. And now these guys. No, we're going to take those down -6. All right, now these guys. So far, so good. Let's find a second pulse. We're going to audition it against the same backdrop here, just for consistency's sake here. Okay, I like it in sync, but I also just kind of want to hear it offset really quick. Sushi Monster! Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Christian, no length limitations. You want to do a 30-second spot, you do it. You want a 12-minute epic, go for it. I feel like offset might be the answer here because it's going to call greater attention to the deeper register, the strings. So we'll drop the harp down -6 and we'll spam that across. Okay. Okay, now let's focus on some swells here. Let's get over here. Let's do some a modular noise and swell. Got some decent ones in here. Where'd those just go? Just going to bring these in. We're going to worry about placement here in just a second. Just grabbing some textures. These are all just random noises that I've made in Reaktor. And for consistency's sake, we'll keep those 4, and then we'll also bring in just a little space dust, which many of you already have out there. Let's bring the space dust. It's another classic pack here. Let's do long. Okay, maybe. It's a little noisy. Noisy. This one might be better. This is 51 seconds too. That's nice and long. All right, we'll convert it. This one is actually being made in 44.1. 1644.1 actually. It's still broadcast standards in most places, believe it or not. So this will end up going into an international marketplace for licensing. So I want to make sure that those standards are being met. All right, so we're going to actually bring this one down, and let's use our stretch tool, and let's just take this. Let's say, how long is this? This is give or take. Let's take and stretch this out over more than double. And let's just see what this ends up sounding like here. It's a little too spectrally swirly for me, honestly, but I'm just going to take out the low end really quick and see. Because that doesn't necessarily take it out of the running. There's some really weird stuff floating around out there in space. We're just going to bring this down a bunch. And when we bring in our texture layer, this is just going to add like a little surface jitter to that. So it'll kind of build upon the frequencies that are already present from the textures that we lay in there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start filling some gaps with intentional noise here. And that way we have the feeling of constant evolution throughout our soundscape. And then once we have these placed, we can use them again. Let's actually move this over just a little bit. There we go. And we're just going to bring them to the opposite side of the soundscape from where they're currently being used. So this one can be brought over to this side over here. This one can be brought over here. And again, we'll worry about actual placement and alignment here. But all right, that's probably all right. And we've got this guy here, this space, and we're going to bring everything on this track down. About 8 dB to start. We're going to start listening back and searching for some swells that are a bit more tonal in nature. Oh, Sushi Monster. Yeah, so there's no instructions. The only thing that I ask for the for your submissions for the challenge is that it be your own work and that it not be offensive. So don't be a jerk. And that's it. It could be any length, any genre. You can use any other material while producing it. It can be something that you go on to publish. It could be something that's just for this. It's entirely up to you. You have clearance to use the samples in other productions as well. Absolutely. And yes, this is a different DAW. This is called Audio Design Desk. It is one of my other projects. I've been working with the team for the past few years. It is a DAW that's designed to put sound to picture specifically. So the concept is really simple. You assign specific types of sounds to different banks, and then you trigger those sounds in real time as you work. It's a really fluid and creative way to work, especially when scoring sound-heavy scenes where you've got a lot of Foley and sound effects and sound design like cooperating all at once. All right, so far that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and wait, before I save, I'm not sure which installment this is going to be yet. So let's figure that out really quick. I want this to be... Respect the Gazelle Central. Welcome in. Happy New Year. Appreciate you. Big love, homie. How are you? Before we move on and get back to other stuff, there's some sounds. There's a link at the top of the chat. Click that and grab both packs. There's a sound challenge or a beat challenge, whatever you want to call it, happening right now. Everybody that grabs this pack or these packs, your submission is due at the end of the stream on Friday, at the end of the feedback section in Friday's stream. Holidays were good, Central. Thank you. We were back home. Poop apocalypse is over. The city continued to work out there in the street for over a week after we got back in. It was a tremendous effort. A tremendous effort. Okay, so we're going to name this thing. We've got a couple of different... I need to remember what I called all of these. Hold on just a second here. Okay. We'll find it really quick. Oops, nope, that's not it. It's this. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so we'll go here. Where are we here? I just need to see the names here. This is Virgo, Aquarius, Andromeda, Sagittarius. Okay, that's easy enough to remember. So let's do, maybe this is Cassiopeia. Cygnus, maybe? Maybe it's Cygnus. So let's call it that. Yeah, and we'll make those little modular noise bursts. We'll make those like a dual delay kind of thing. I just said Cygnus, right? All right, cool. So we'll do that. So now this is saved. I'm going to go ahead and put in a dual delay here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to Pro Q first. We're just going to take out everything under 150 on this guy, and then we're going to put in maybe a little dual delay action. Let's crank this up just a bit here. Half a second and see what this sounds like. Dial this in. Okay, this is going to have to be just a little bit greater and quite a bit longer. Where's our last sample set? Pretty close. We've got this guy stops at 715, and we've got 20 seconds to resolve. That should be good. Let's see what this feels like. Just going to extend that just a little bit more. Okay, those will be good. And we've got this guy. Let's bring in our texture layer now. Take this guy. We're going to spam this twice. Whoa, what just happened there? It did not carry over the stretch, did it? Wow, that was wild. Okay, well, whatever. Stretch it to varying degrees. Ish. Okay. Start listening through some textures. Oh, Central says, homie, I've come to the right side finally. I'm over loudness. I will no longer push luffs unnecessarily. This is amazing. This is amazing. Central, I want to give you a big hug right now. Just out of curiosity, Can I ask what sparked the shift in perspective here? Saw the difference in some systems, and I can't do it anymore. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a certain integrity. There's a certain integrity to be protected, I think. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. This is great. This is great. This is fantastic. Okay. Textures? Actually, this one feels really nice already. So let's just focus on this for a second. Yeah, I'm fine with this one. We're going to wash this so this feels a bit more, like some cosmic static. Cool. All right, now let's just make that kind of almost subliminal. And this guy, this whole series here will need to come down quite a bit. Say neg 30 dB on this. Yeah, it's closer. All right, let's drop this texture layer down, neg 10. Okay, I think the little space dust chunks kind of fill the gaps there pretty nicely. Let's move on to transitions. And we're just going to intro our layers one at a time here. And let's just go through our replace. It's like a little neg 18 little whoosh here. Ooh, Roku is. Zedremic says, I'm sorry in advance. He must be working on his beat over there. Roku Sai is asking, what time stretching algos are in ADD? Is it elastique? It is. It is breakfast key. It's from the Rubber Band library. And that's key is in QUAY. Bottom pump. Has its limits just like any of them. It does pretty well with a few different things. It does surprisingly well with vocals, I've noticed. And if you've got a really clear, simple recording of instruments, it is surprisingly good for what it is. Okay, we're going to do a little one here. Respect the gazelle. Appreciate you, homie. How you doing? Happy New Year, Lab West. I'd ask you how the weather is, but you're just right down the street, so I appreciate you, dude. Hope you're enjoying the new year. 49 months. Dude. Rokusai says, yeah, losing groove is often the issue. I don't care much about the distortion or grainy sound, but it's the feel that often gets lost when stretching. Yeah, I totally agree. 100%. Just bring this way down here. Okay, so all these bits, they're really, really nice, and they also to have a little more top-end control. Yeah, Steinberg is great. Absolutely. Let's take these top layer drones. Just gonna thin those a little bit, take off their bottom end here. And This is our shimmer up here, so we'll take out all of its low end. It's just an itty bitty amount, but we're going to glue this thing together so it feels like we're actually in the vacuum of space. Starting to get cleaner. Okay, this guy right here needs just a little bit of Saturn here. Hey, it's Nate. Nate, how you doing, homie? Passing through for a sec while being sick with COVID. Oh no, no, no. Screw COVID. Dude. Sorry you're sick. I hope the rest of 2025 treats you better. Dang it, man. One Neo World, welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Hey, while you guys are here, grab some free sounds. There's 2 free sound packs waiting for you. It's for the first community challenge of the year. The 2 sound packs are the Funky Pack, super popular. They're topper loops, so rhythmic kind of drum toppers, but they're all comb filter processed in really creative ways across a bunch of different styles and BPMs. There's also a little exclusive pack of 100 dialogue recordings of me, just saying different things from off stream, including some of your favorites like Respect the Gazelle, Less is More, Watch the Luffs, you know the ones. Don't Be a Savage is in there. There's a bunch in there. I tried to listen to your requests. So go do that. 2 free Trojans. No. Luckily, no. Yeah, Nate, I hope you feel better soon. Oh, man. Oh, F in the chat for Nate. Feel better, Nate. All right, where were we here? F, yeah, right. F. Yeah, you've got COVID, man. You have time to explore the different phonetic alterations. Well, that harp is really cutting through now, huh? Like, it was super buried right before that saturation happened. That's pretty good with that violin tremolo up there. This guy. Hey, thanks, Nate. I've been cooking up some new stuff for the portfolio lately, and I've been developing this new little series in the portfolio called Cosmic Fields, which are just these several minute long kind of droning pieces that are driven by really subtle pulses like this, and like layers of wash texture. Okay, so this is a little too piercing here. Okay, so that's neg 18. How is paper clay going, Nate? All good over there? For those of you just joining or lurking, there's a couple of free sound packs to grab. First community challenge of the year is on. Submissions will be due at the end of the feedback section of our Friday stream this week. Any genre, any duration. Only stipulations: submit your own work, please. And two, I mean, you can use other samples, of course, but make sure that you are the one doing the work. Submit your own work, please. And two, don't be a jerk. Don't make anything like super offensive or anything. That's it. Yeah, Roku. Nate's doing the music. Well, we have raided in there a few times, Nate. as he's been working on it. Try to visit Kev every once in a while. Oh, even better, your wife found it. Oh, that's great. Okay, we're going to take this one because this had a nice little tickle to it. We're just going to copy this back. Wait, why did that just happen? It's weird. That's weird that it just did that. Weird. Nate, it really sounds like you've hit your stride with Kev. I'm really glad. Really, really glad. I'm sorry you're sick, but I'm glad you got over the hump at the end of 24. I had a rough patch at the end of 24 as well. We had a sewer pipe break 10 feet down in the ground on a neighbor's property, like kind of in the street, kind of in their property. We were out of house for a month. It was a lot. So yeah, I hear you. This is hopefully 2025 is a little easier when it comes to stuff like that. All right, we're going to do the little fade from here. Let's just see what this sounds like a little bit bigger here. Give us a little glimpse of the future. Don't flush the dope through the toilets. Okay, so this was actually all a result of a neighbor who was selling their house failed a sewer line inspection. So to save the sale of the house, to push through the sale of the house, dude did a little midnight marauding, hired someone to illegally fix his problem, which meant smashing our pipe in the process and disconnecting us from public sewer, and then sold the place and left. Now the sewer line being really long and kind of convoluted, because we're in a cul-de-sac, so there's some party lines. The broken pipe, the part that was broken, it's like over 100 feet that way and another 10 feet down. So everything leaving our place had not been going into the sewer for a long time. It had all been just becoming worse and worse and worse. As I'm sure your imagination can probably just kind of take over now, and I can stop describing that part. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Not good. The city was out there working for over a month straight at over 30 grand a day as a running tally. Oof. You can grow your veggies properly now. Cough laughing. Oh no. No. Make it stop. Guessing this is going to get lawyers involved. Oh no, the cough laughing? Uh-oh. This is getting serious. Light spoilers. Nice, Paul. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Geesh, just to fit all those things in, we had to get to 7.5 minutes here. It's a bit of a journey. All right, we got to add sprinkles and touches. We got a couple of transitions, a couple of timing things, and then this one's probably done. I can vouch for the Roland VTech kits, Nate. I had the TD12, um, and the mesh. Like it's continued to improve since then. This is ancient now compared to what they have now. Um, it's great. It's great. Like highly responsive. Slight price difference between them and others, and I will just say that others are kind of copycats at this point when it comes to all the little nuanced technologies that have been introduced in that space. So, for what it's worth, but just saying, the model that I had just specifically for like quality sake. So, like there's much newer models now, but anything going back to that point and forward is going to be like super responsive and highly pleasing for you. Yep. Yeah, it's just been like unfair to compare others to Roland in that space for some time now, I think. But the price point of some of these other companies, right, and their marketing that they've put together make it all seem pretty appealing and kind of like an even playing field, but it's not really. It's not quite the same. Yeah, what sounds. And you can control, like it's a general MIDI controller too, so you can control other types of instruments through your DAW and whatnot. It's really interesting what you can do. I did some really funky stuff like 15 years ago or something when I was first starting to experiment with a lot of MIDI routing and like sound triggering for different types of um, sound sets, and it's pretty profound what you can do with one. Yeah, Yamaha gets yeah, kind of close, but still, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Totally. There's just this certain kind of bounce and certain kind of sizzle, and the velocity sensitivity is really dialed in. Their one shots that they have in their factory banks are solid too, so that helps. But the brain is really super solid. Like the unit that it all runs through is super solid. Okay, so we've got a couple things that are a bit bright here. No. Yeah, Remo did a very similar thing. I love that we're going to nerd out on drum stuff right now just because we can. I remember when Remo first started introducing their hydraulic heads, right? And then they introduced a new coating at one point. It was like, I want to say early 2000s, early 2000s probably. They introduced a new kind of finish to their coated skins too, which were great. And right around the same time, they absolutely, I guess it was probably like mid 90s that they nailed this, but they created a synthetic fiber skin for their drum heads, for their percussion drum heads, which actually rings really true in regards to both traditional and hybrid models. So like djembe versus djembe, for instance, you can get like really crisp tonal quality out of these. They're fully synthetic though, but the way in which um, they made them, they kind of ended up dominating the space for a very similar reason. I think there's a focus on the responsiveness of the drum head and the material um, used. They're both companies are absolutely brilliant with what they've done there, and I think they've both focused on exactly the right thing, and they've both become dominant for it. Yeah, pretty impressive stuff. Thank you, Central. Some of the textures are from packs that I made specifically for the the audio design desk library, and some of them are from the Space Dust pack. It's same for the most part, same methodology used to produce both. Some reactor madness. Oh, that's a good death, Roku. That's an honorable death. All right, from the top on this one. I'm gonna go hit the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. And we're back. Kind of feel like this one is there. Let's put a little transition here. Okay, let's just get this track EQ'd so we don't have any weird sub-frequency occurrences. Get a little ROM on here too. You know, Danny just brought up a great point. We can do some feedback if anybody wants a little feedback. We're going to be doing a feedback stream in 2 days on Friday as well. But if you need to get ears on something today, we can do that. Danny's going to drop a little something. Where are we? Hey, Eclipsia. Are you here right now? Oh. Eclipsia, if you are here, holler. And I will play this. Otherwise, we're gonna just do Danny's here. This one is Peripheral Visions. Yeah, I think if you were going to step into some of this color stuff, I would want there to be a progressive kind of angle to it, and there to be a bit of a breaking of the mold, because I find that a lot of the music is kind of more reliant upon the kind of color and sparkle of the sound design more so than the kind of creative exploration one might hope with those types of sounds. So anyway, yeah. Oh, nice, Central. Nice. But yeah, getting back to this one specifically, I think the sound design is pretty tight. Yeah, I was not expecting this from you, Danny. Hmm. I'm just sitting here thinking about the many, many different things that you can explore in this. I'm thinking about the different types of like drum processing you could explore alongside really colorful synths. Hmm. Yeah, I think I want to hear you explore this a bit. Yeah, yeah, proggy kind of stuff. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm hearing in my mind. I have no idea if that's what your intentions are, but those are my intentions for you. No. Um, yeah, that's exactly what I'm hearing. Ooh, whoa. Danny and Roku? Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to come play too. If you guys are going to play, it is high time for a collab anyway, right? Central. When is your Roku collab happening? You guys are doing that, right? I want to hear this. 2025 could be the year of like the collab, right? Just everybody buddies up with the people they've wanted to buddy up with and haven't for whatever reason, and they just knock out some super super cool stuff. Nobody break a sewer line. It's just not worth it. No matter how cool you think it might be, it's just seriously not worth it. It's just it's it's so bad, you guys. It's so bad. Ooh, ooh. Okay, Roku and Martin are working on something together. They're going to share something. 4 or 5 album concepts that touch some different styles. Want to explore further outside of duality while going down some other paths. Yeah. M3. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Central, let's see what you've been working on this week. This is great. Some 126 house here. Thank you, Danny. Now I'm very curious as to what the other concepts are. And I want to know what some of these drum fills are going to sound like in these proggy color tracks. Got you, Roku. Definitely, Danny. We're overdue for a catch-up. This is super saucy. Hmm. Central, this was super cool. Really good hearing you again. Good way to start the year. Um, really vibey. And all the change-ups, dude. All the change-ups. Really appreciating the soft approach of the noise elements there. In that intro element or intro section there. At 109, wanting the synth to have a little stress test. Like it sounds like it wants to reach some sort of boundary and then push against it. I'm speaking specifically of the ARP. Like it's got this kind of tension in it from the saturation. It'd be cool if it was kind of pushed almost over the edge with it, and then let it come back. Sci Graphics, welcome in, or TSI, as the case may be. Please feel free to correct me. I don't like mispronouncing people's names. Oh, 3000. Ayo. Welcome in and happy hump day and happy new year. You guys, there's a link at the top of the chat. There's 2 free sound packs for y'all. And these 2 sound packs are related to the first community challenge of the year. Submissions are due at the end of the live stream on Friday this week, so you have the week to work on it. The only limitations that I'm putting on you is that A, it be your own work, and B, that you don't be a jerk. So nothing like super offensive toward anyone. And that's it. Make however long you want, whatever kind of genre you want, explore whatever kind of thing you're inspired to explore. Oh, and the other thing is you got to use some samples. It doesn't have to be all the samples. It doesn't have to be some from both packs. It can be whatever. And yes, you can use your own sounds as well. And yes, you have clearance to use those samples in other projects. So, yeah, you're right. Central says, now that I'm not pushing LUFs, I have to properly give such oomph. Yeah, it's true. Sigh. Yes. Oh, 3000, you can. All right, let's finish running through here for Central. We've also got something sitting in my DMs from Roku because he and Martin are up to something. Are you guys calling yourself M3? All right. So yeah, just like a saturation swell on it, I think would do the trick. Just kind of something to give us a bit more. And then I'll probably drool. 147. I just want to say that was a really dope change up that I missed while I was typing that other comment. 157. This woodwindish kind of synth thing is super dope and may need more aggressive compression to achieve the kind of edge you get with your bigger LUFs previously. As I think you're kind of already acknowledging in the chat there. Really digging the understated rapid heartbeat thing here. Kind of wanting to hear the sub-presence grow or swell over time instead of being omnipresent. Just because I think that there's kind of an emotional impact that's tethered to heartbeats in general, but like the sub-presence there is like really like proximity stuff, right? Like very close. And it kind of reminded me of a heartbeat. I don't know if that's what was intended, but so it kind of gave me this idea of, well, what if that proximity kind of came and went or something? So it kind of like be more in control of the emotional impact that kind of muffled rhythmic element has. 330, greater difference in the snare volume over time in that build would be great. I felt like there was kind of a shift towards the end that kind of stood out more than the rest, but it'd be great to have an even greater difference because the snare is pretty awesome. Snare's pretty awesome. Super dope drop. Super dope drop. Tomba, were you Psy Graphics? Was it just that quick? Yeah, it was supposed to be like a heartbeat thing. Okay, yeah, cool. So that really resonates. It comes through. It translates. And then lastly, at the end here, 406 would be cool to hear a little creative delay play on this ARP. Something kind of subtle and swirly that you could play with. Rokusai says, OhmLab, mine will be quiet. I haven't pushed it much. Would you rather me download it, Dom, and like turn it up in my DAW, or do you want to listen to it all natural? Central, this was really nice. All and I didn't even talk about the palette. Like the sound design was freaking great. Um, really nice to hear you not push loudness for the sake of loudness, because I can kind of forecast in my mind like where you're going to go with some of these things, and I'm liking it. Liking it. Tomba, we're doing a couple of things. We have the first challenge of the year has been introduced. I think you were here for that news. The second thing we're doing is we're doing a little bit of feedback here. And third thing is I was making a new track, just something for the portfolio. Um, and that's it. We're just kind of ringing in the new year. Super chill, easing in. Central, you are welcome. Hopefully nothing too clamorous for anybody that's still kind of healing from last night. Catching up with folks. All right, let's see what Roku has given us here. I'm going to take this off screen here for just a second. This is something new from Roku and Martin. Special. Special, I tell you. It'll be a little quiet. Yeah. Yeah. Tomba, it's yeah, I agree with the running commentary. Absolutely. Dude, this is great. I love this little sneak peek. I can't wait to hear more. Oof, man, some really good stuff in there. More, more. So now that you've started, you're not stopping, right? I mean, that's you can't stop, and it's kind of like a family thing now, too, right? Right? Isn't it? Now, I mean, with the label, isn't there? Isn't that kind of where we are now? This is great. Man, this makes me want to play too. Yeah. Will's been wanting to collab. Maybe I'll get some collabs done in 2025. Man, it's so good. It's so good. I love it too. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here, not like in shock, but like just kind of sitting in the afterglow, I guess. Uh, yeah, really colorful and yet like signature understated and nice tight control, great attention to detail. Yeah, absolutely. Super high quality, super great stuff. Everything's well balanced. Can't wait till you mix it. Mm, 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 mm. And it was only 5:56 too, which is like it's like halftime for you. Oh, Martin hasn't heard the last bounce yet, so shh. That's probably why it's at a lower volume. Didn't want to wake him up. I get it. All right, we got one here from Peter. 3000 in the chat. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a junkie. You know, it sounds kind of funny, but like honestly, not that I wanted to be a junkie, but 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 um, all my heroes were junkies, so I totally get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. Ah, so good. Mm. Ooh, man. Yeah, this is great. I think couple things jump out at me. First thing I thought was I miss Sophie. Um, the second thing I thought was it'd be cool to hear a little deviation um, from expectation, from the norm, I guess, in the kind of rapid fire juggling spots where you're cutting to silence to make the rhythm, which is exactly what we're supposed to do here, right? But it'd be cool if maybe the noise floor or the gate threshold changes here. It could be randomly, it could be sequentially in some kind of a build, right? You could play with us just a little bit more. There's something pretty playful about the palette that you're putting out there for us right here. I was about to say putting it to play, but that's like 3 plays in the same sentence or something. Anyway, also swing maybe, just because it's very much on grid, so it's very predictable when the next thing is going to happen. So again, both of my requests here are kind of tethered to expectation, right? If I can expect something is going to happen and then it does, and then I can expect the next thing to happen and then it does, I feel like a fortune teller, right? And then over time, it's a little less impressive to me, right? Because it's predictable. So the more you can play with expectation, the more times I want to go through the track and actually figure it out. You know what I mean? And like really hear it all for what it is, rather than expecting something to happen and then figure out or hear whether that did or not. Does that make sense? So anyway, once you get off of that like absolute grid thing, I think this thing is really, really great. Also, really good release at 153. It was a cool build. Really fun way to build the tension. 2 things here. If you made that build feel a little bit more like a build for just a little bit longer, so kind of leaning into that kind of almost stressful moment, right? And then on the other side of it, dropping more to silence, right? Like more bold, I guess, on both sides would be really cool. I think that's what I got for you on this one. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. Kwame's here. Happy New Year, Kwame. Tombe, you've even updated your name on Discord. Very nice. And I like this art. It's freaking gorgeous. I really like the paper cut engine. Yeah, Tomba's kind of feeling the same thing, variation. Yep, yep. Yeah, this is dope. Oh, 3000, Happy New Year to you. Kwame, look at you. 112 BPM. G flat minor, 97. All right. Let's see what Kwame cooked up. Everybody put on some slippers. Happy New Year, baby. Things good? All right. Dude, this is great. The only thing I really want to hear differently in this right now is this kalimba. It feels like it's getting kind of buried by the resonance of the more lead elements. So if it gets moved to one of the sides, take out some of the lowest frequencies so it can be a little bit more nimble and sit above things, and hit it with some saturation, generate some harmonics. I think it comes out the other side quite lovely. Oh man, Zendremic just doesn't get it. Now he's apologizing to me, but he's yelling. Oh, this is exhausting. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is great. I like Tomba was saying the can't, what did he say? Can't quite tell. Is this a harp or a guitar, right? I love the ambiguity of it. And I think it's like super in line with the kind of elusive nature of a kalimba too, right? Tuning wise. Really nice. It's got a very organically aligned kind of feel, right? It just feels like everything is supposed to be there in the mix, which is great. It's great. A couple other things that I did notice to just kind of update you on my thoughts about your mix and stuff. I didn't hear the unnecessary, like super low frequencies in the drums, which felt smoother. Like there were a few different attention to detail things in the mix, but it felt sat well with this one. It's good stuff. Yeah, the synth is so cool, right? The way it faces down. You just got a follower. Man, look at that. Look at that. That's lovely. This is so good. This is so good. It's a really, really good track, Kwame. So good. Album. You're cooking one up right now, right? Sonicscape. Origami. Oh. Good question. Toba's asking, so I've been making music for a few hours a week for a few months. Are these tips more of a mastering issue or a producing issue? Because honestly, I struggle so much to make all these samples and frequencies balance out. Okay, so to me, when this is occurring most often, it usually involves kind of this additive mindset. What else can I add here to make this moment better or more complete? And oftentimes, the better question we can be asking ourselves in the moment is, after we've got our ideas out in the timeline, is what can I take away to make this moment sound better and more complete, right? Because we already have all of the sounds in play. Same kind of problem kind of drives the loudness thing in general, right? Which is this feeling of like not getting what you want from the sound, so you're going to turn it up to make it bigger or whatever. So let's walk through all of this. It's a couple of things, and they're not really complex either. Really like this aesthetic, by the way. So first thing you do is take down the limiting at the end of your chain that is making everything loud. The next thing that's pretty important is at the run your sounds through an auxiliary channel to your reverb to produce your reverb, and then put an EQ after your reverb to make sure that you're controlling exactly what frequencies are being allowed back into the greater mix, right? So here we talk a lot about removing low frequencies in reverb channels to make things less muddy, but it's also very important to remove higher frequencies from reverb channels sometimes so they don't build up and become fatiguing or even painful or just too dominant, because they cut through the mix really, really easily. And then time-based effects force them to hang out in the mix even longer, right? So any other frequency activity at those same spots in the frequency spectrum are going to cause these errant peaks. And when those occur, they just don't sit well with us. So those are a couple of things you can do to cut down on those things happening. The next thing is the volume balance. And this is just a matter of two different things. Well, three different things maybe. One, when you have sounds that are operating at the same time and in similar frequencies, they can kind of team up and lose individual identity in a way. So pan position and volume level are your first two heroes in your fight against that, or your tools to fight against that. Making sure that if you have something that's dominant over other things in the mix, that it's for a really specific reason, right? That it's leading the mix for a specific reason at that time. Resonance is a peak, right? That kind of sits in an almost kind of feedbacky way with us. Might want to sweep some of your higher range sounds, your higher register sounds for resonance. Just make a little peak, drag it through your sound as it's playing, and then when you get that squeal, just stop right there and just take it straight down. Not a ton, but to the point where it's no longer tickling in the same way. And then that will not build up in your reverb the same way as well either. 240 is another really good moment to kind of listen to. There's a buildup of hanging frequencies in the mix because the reverb is being introduced at a greater and greater amount as it is all being washed out. So it's important to remember what volume everything is at before it goes into the reverb, and that, again, everything's being EQ'd on the way back to the mix. That slow washout effect is really cool, by the way. The reverse layer is also pretty cool in there. And yes, this is just to purely stop frequencies basically bashing into each other. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first thing to focus on, I think, for your stuff, because the next track that you work on might be similar in approach, but if you're paying greater attention to how frequencies are responding to one another, building up upon one another, how they're, moving in the mix, cutting through the mix, affecting our ears, our ability to tolerate them in the mix, or our ability to perceive them in the mix, right? Are things cutting through enough, or are they hidden? If you're paying a little bit more attention to just those things specifically the next time you produce a track, you're going to produce something that you're going to hear more clarity in, and you're going to hear probably a little less busyness with greater intention, maybe, in certain spots. So, because it will affect how you're actually working in the moment as well. Danny's weighing in with a really good point here, saying, yeah, man, the atmosphere on this one was mysterious and evocative in a great way, and I totally agree. This wild and exotic vibe, this kind of lurking vibe, it has some value in it. It has some commercial value to it, this track. Keep doing what you're doing. This is good. Yeah, you are welcome. I think I struggle a lot with specific frequencies because I use not very great headphones. Astro A40's 215 release. Yeah, treat yourself when you can afford to. Getting yourself better tools always helps. It's true. It's not absolutely, truly necessary to make something great, but the longer you work on this, the more you adapt to the tools that you're using. So moving towards tools that give you a better representation of what's actually happening is the best thing you can do for yourself. Yeah. Why not step into a new river, a new stream by the name of OhmLab? And that's how I landed here. Jesse, welcome in. Happy New Year. Happy Hump Day to you. We're kicking off the new year with a music production challenge. If you happen to work with sound or make music, you are more than welcome to download the 2 free sound packs. The link is in the chat there. There's a couple of sound packs. One is a drum, a rhythmic topper pack. It's all comb filter processed as a theme. The other pack is 100 dialogue samples of yours truly, just from like on-stream banter terms that people are used to hearing me say. Anyway, there's a beat challenge happening that runs through this week. Submissions are due at the end of the Feedback Friday stream this week. You can make whatever you like, as long as it is content that you are producing, that you're submitting, and that it's, not produced with the intent to offend people. It's good to go. Any kind of genre, any kind of length, any kind of technical or music making knowledge or ability is welcome. Yeah, Tomba, you are welcome. Bowser. Yeah, I like the biodynamic as well. I think it gives you a good, a pretty fair representation of what you're working on at any one time. All right, let's listen to Zendremic and Excalibadja. That's a pretty great name. Okay. Zendremic is saying, would appreciate some thoughts from your gray matter on this. And then this other one says, this is from the challenge today. It's not a double post. Get off my back. He's just yelling at us a lot today. Did you notice that, guys? All right. So this first one, monogenic, 004. Let's listen. I'm not yelling. My kid says that all the time. I'm not yelling. The coffee is. Chris Cruz, welcome in. Happy New Year. I should be saying the base effect here. Tomba, you've just said something. And I think that this is kind of a key to unlocking some things. One of the best challenges you can ever put into play for yourself in any way with production is limitations, and limiting yourself to a small number of elements in the entire production is a fantastic way to teach yourself how to get as much as you can out of something, or to get more out of something in the beginning. So it's actually a really great challenge. Picking out, if you're not a sound designer and designing all these sounds from scratch yourself, learning how to pick out what sounds vibe well together and why. And then when you begin to really, really unlock that, you're using movement in there to allow these things to kind of cooperate and collaborate in the timeline together. You really start to achieve something, right? A lot of it is just slowing down and allowing yourself the time to actually appreciate as things kind of slowly disclose themselves to you over time. Yeah, there is really something special about being able to take really simple elements and make them sound really complete. It's good. It's a good challenge. Yeah, you should try it. It's really good. Yeah, it's so true. The limitation thing is so true. I love sitting down and, like, if I tell myself I'm going to make music, especially if I tell myself I'm going to make music for the portfolio, I'll oftentimes have this little secret side mission challenge to see how many tracks I can get done really quickly. Because getting the idea out completely, to me, oftentimes is more important than trying to get any one of the individual moments along the way perfect in that moment, because I know that they're going to get there over time. So I will have this kind of internal side quest challenge mode on, and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to make a track. And I'm in the mood to make a track, which means I'm actually in the mood to be productive, is really what it means. And like feel something coming out. And so I will push myself to like make 2, 3, 4 tracks, and then go back and like fix them all later. But it's easier when there's not a lot of pieces involved in them, for sure. For sure. All right, so this bass effect is super sludgy and sort of creepy in the background. It totally gives this cinematic appeal. And when it goes away later, I kind of miss it and I feel more lost inside. The pulsing bass notes can be brought down just a little bit, or even EQ'd to remove some of the highest frequencies to soften it up a bit in its delivery. And then I totally felt like this second movement in this track was like getting a bonus track. And the smooth transition between them really makes me want to hear a non-stop album. It just kind of one track bleeds into the next, into the next, into the next. Yeah. Yeah, nice relaxing meditation type stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Right? All right, so this next one here does not count as a double submission because Zendremic has indeed brought us a submission for the community challenge already. You are first. Everybody can participate. The link to the 2 free sound packs are at the top of the chat right now. They're pinned. You follow that link, you'll find 2 sound packs. You make whatever you want with them. This is what Zendremic made. First, timing is everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop it.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Here comes the Earth's murder. What?
Here comes my favorite part. Less is more. Math matters. Syndromic, this was great. Oh, man. Flush them down the drain. Then the drain broke. Now I don't have them anymore. Bows. Very nice. Very nice. Here, wait a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm a little slow on the triggers here because we were offline for a month, so. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. A whole month. Syndromic, it was me. And now you have a whole pack of me. I can just like pop into your tracks whenever you like. Oh no. Oh no, really, what's the worst that could happen? I'm sure it's probably gonna be fine. This won't come back to haunt me. Ever. Ever. This is great, by the way. Ooh, got some stuff. All right, Excalibur. A little bit of OhmLab here, a little bit of OhmLab there. Right? Soften the corner over here. Okay, this is good. We're going to have to play this again on Friday, you know. Unless, of course, you're still building upon it, then we'll play the more recent update. Let's play Excalibur. Which each time I actually say this name, I like it just a little bit more. Excalibur. There we go. That's right. Jesse Badger. If that is your real last name, that's a fun name to play around with in our industry. I've got one too. Last name is Gear, and people always remind me. Wildflower.
Oh, oh, guys. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, God, my head is full. Stuck in the same kind of schedule. Even when I feel alone, I know the moon is watching. When will I ever get out of this? I know I never been. So no, I know the moon is watching. Wildflower through the rain, I pray that you will rise again. I pray that you will overcome. Now have my faith. and I know it changes. Through the rain, I pray that you will rise again. I pray that you will overcome that. Have my faith. Wildflower through the rain, I pray that you will rise again. I pray that you will overcome that. Have my faith. I know, you know, I know, you know, have my faith.
Really great vocal delivery there. Also, really good recording. I think the one thing that kind of hits me in this one is the backing vocals. The main vocal is so dialed in that it makes it more apparent that the other vocals aren't. And part of them is a pan position and volume thing, where they're just a little bit abrupt and a little bit close to center, so it feels like they're grabbing a little bit more attention than maybe they should because they're backing vocals. And then the second is that they do feel a little dry. Some of them feel perfect. Like, I want to go back to this spot shortly before the end of the track.
You will overcome that. Have my faith.
Okay, so like right here, these backing vocals specifically, these don't feel like they're lacking air, but they do feel like there's a little bit too much low frequency presence in the reverb channel. So it's kind of inflating the thickness of them, so then they feel a little bit awkward back there. So there's a couple of things happening with the backing vocals in this track, right? So some need a little bit more air with some reverb, some need to be brought down in volume, some need to be taken away from center a little bit more and moved to one of the sides a bit more specifically. And then the other thing I would say is listen to just the vocals without any of the music, all the lead and the backing vocals all together, and listen through and mix them in real time as you're listening to them, so you can get kind of this nuanced feel for where you're going to need some volume automation. Okay, because there's ultimately going to be little things that you want to accent or attenuate with your vocal mix, right? So there are a couple of little things where like the backing vocals could totally be accented and be like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 dB louder in one spot, just to give that kind of like emotional impact, right? And then there's others where it could obviously just come down an extra few dB from the rest. So so those would be the few things that I would say could improve the backing vocal stuff here. And just in general, the main vocal, just really great vocal delivery. Really good stuff. Ba-ba-da-beep-boo. Oh, Jesse, don't ever not release something because of us. We're just people smacking our gums over here. But I do think that if you focus on that, the next time you're mixing one of these tracks, you're going to be really pleased by the profound difference that there is. When these are small little nitpicks, obviously. But when things really click into their right spots, everything just opens up. That's what I got for you. Chris Kroos is saying, hi, OhmLab. First of all, I want to wish you and everyone tuned in a happy new year. Have a blessed 2025 and make it count. I'm introducing Taps Galantino, an artist from LA I'm locked in with. This one of the unreleased concept songs I produce is going to be in the upcoming next projects. A lot. All right, so let's see.
Same face on a magazine cover. The same face that made you fall in love, girl. The same face that done put you through the ringer. The same face that done turn you to a hater. The same face that don't ever need a facelift. The same face that done got you looking faceless. The same face that used to be heartless. The same face who got you hopeless. Ego this big, I just can't shake it off. face on a magazine cover. The same face that made you fall in love, girl. The same face that done push you through the ringer. The same face that done turn you to a hater. The same face that don't ever need a facelift. The same face that done got you looking faceless. The same face that used to be homeless. The same face that got you hopeless.
All right, what's this one? Gossip Girl's concept. I'm just gonna needle drop this one in a couple of spots here, okay?
Maybe instead of spending time worrying about me and mine. If not, shut the fuck up. Just maybe before you open your mouth. What the fuck? Oh shit. Look, baby, I don't play around about you. There ain't nothing under the sun I won't do. Moon come up, they want nowhere to run to. I got niggas, I got bitches that could run through. They ringing on your phone and don't compare to the ring I put next to your middle finger. Hey, hey, can I get a fuck you? They'll never get to. It's all mine, all my heart. I know that you want my hands to stay clean to hold ya, but this time pray a little sign.
Yeah, there is a switch up. I need to go back. I needle drop that switch. I want to hear the actual change.
For the shoulders. You gon' left it out. My favorite thing is that you mind your business. Every bad bitch deserves investment. Somebody, but this time, pray a little sign. Cause I'm about to slide. My favorite thing is that you mind your business. Every bad bitch deserves investment. Somebody gotta take off all that weight up for your shoulders. Even if heads gotta fall off of the shoulders. You go left and I go right, for real.
Yeah, the transition of this change up is a little rough in this. One part of it is because the producer tag is right close to that switch up. The other is that I think it needs a transition element here. It's a pretty significant change up, so I would add something to kind of help that. It could be as simple as a whoosh to show your intentionality, or it could be something that actually creates just a little bit of foreshadowing and tension with like a little half-second riser or suck back kind of a thing. Something you're going to want to have to explore. But I think some transition assistance is probably going to be required there. Luffs need to come down a bit too in this one in general. It's a little loud. Subs down in this one too. 2 tracks in a row kind of tells me you might need to have some monitor or some meters running while you're producing, so you can visually kind of correlate the strength of the signal with what you're hearing. It seems to me like you might not be hearing all of the sub bass that's occurring. So something to keep an eye on. Make sure that vocals have the biggest peaks in your track because it's a vocal track. Roku Sai is saying 808 is so massive it's hitting that limiter and squashing your mix. Try to rein in the sub. Your track will have more impact, hit harder when it has that place to sit. Absolutely. Ooh, it does sound a bit like Don Toliver, Party Next Door, yeah. All right, let's listen to a little bit of this one. We're going to needle drop in a couple of spots again here.
Why the hesitation? friends who really is them come. Don't wanna fall a victim to your pride. Take it, but
Okay, so this rhythmic pad thing, that can come down a little bit, and you can take out some of the lowest frequencies of it. You can kind of hear how it's pulling. It's kind of pushing against our ears, but it's also like pulling against the flow of the track just a little
don't
bit.
take it too far. Become a bad. My hands are tied.
Most of that is just an attention grab. So if it comes down in volume, our ears are not going to be focusing on it as a top layer element. We'll be now hearing it as a supportive element, and we'll be focused on a completely different aspect of its character and everything.
When I wrap it tight to your heart, your friends keep questioning. Maybe it's 'cause you felt
Same thing with the subs on this one. Needs to come down a little bit so the vocals can be the most dominant element here. I definitely put the vocals up a bit on this track as well. This is a nice vibe on this one.
from your friends keep questioning.
All right, I want to hear these backing vocals here.
From your
You have the opportunity to make this a bit more dimensional in its depth. It's a little flat and kind of one-dimensional in a way because you've got these backing vocal echoes happening, but they're all kind of happening right down the middle of the channel. And if you spread that out just a little bit and then also offset the timing just slightly on that delay, it's going to feel more open and organic, even though we've got all of the saturation noise and everything. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good vibe on this one. Yeah, I hope all this feedback helps. And congrats on the new client. I hope you guys have a good rollout. Exaphonic, Happy New Year. I like the whip tag on this. Hey, Drummer Boy's here. Welcome in, Drummer Boy. Rokusai says, like arrangement-wise, you're doing nice stuff. Sound selection is good. Most of your issues are with your mixing. Tackle that the coming year, and you'll level up fast. Yeah, truly. Nothing done mixing-wise. Yeah, I think your concepts are pretty solid. Figure out some of that mixing stuff as you guys are working in this early stage, and it will really, really benefit all of this because you guys will be working from a place of kind of knowing that you've got a recipe that's working, and that it's actually coming through different devices okay. And then you're a bit more free to explore, creatively, production-wise. You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. Exaphonic, let's do this. SSS for breakfast. Yeah, this is great. Exophonic. This is so happy and bright and friendly. It feels like breakfast time. You know, it feels like this belongs in an anime. Piano down a bit. I feel like it really wants to be kind of this big main player, but also there are lead instruments in this. And I feel like a lot of what the piano's doing, outside of what it's doing at the end, is supportive stuff. It's very rhythmic. So I think if you think of it as a rhythmic element, you would push it to the back of the mix, and it would probably feel a little bit better in regards to those synths leading. I don't feel like they would feel like there was any competition that they were having to get through to lead. And right now, I think there is. There's a little bit of resonance in the lead at 104, pretty typical for square leads. 119, in this moment, it's pretty busy, and you've got pretty much all of the characters on display. And it'd be good to EQ each one of them just a little bit tighter. There are some that you can take a little bit of the high-end frequencies out. There are some that you can take more of the low-end frequencies out. And the reason I say that is because there are other sounds in the mix that operate in those lower frequencies or higher frequencies. So this is more about what can you take away from each one of these individual sounds in a subtle and controlled way. You're not really wanting to change these sounds, but what you do want to do is carve out a little bit of space where you can out of each one to kind of accentuate the frequencies that do make them them and allow for more space for those same frequencies in other sounds. So that's my biggest feedback for you. It's super cute, super awesome, tighter EQ on the synth sounds, piano down to a more supportive position when the lead synths are present. This is super fun. And Zendremic also brings up a little verb on the lead, might soften it a bit. I would agree with that. This is great. I think the dancing gummy bears are a great emoji for that. Or emote. Drummer Boy. We're gonna cash out after Drummer Boy. This is Flail rework. Got you. I'll do that. A lot going on from the mid-range. On the second section, I'll play with subtractive to get the most from each section. Thank you. Yeah, you bet. That's exactly what it needs. All right. This is Flail rework, V3. All right, I think this is fantastic, Drummer Boy. Um, really nice layering right out the gates, but even better and more impressive layering later on. When the drums hit, the rhythm guitar can be brought down a touch. That's at 50 or 42 seconds or so. The rhythm guitar also creeps up a bit and kind of gets a little dominant at 3:15. There are a couple of other spots that you might want to take a look at it. It feels like, I mean, the riffs are cool, but they just don't need to be on top as much. It feels like it's kind of bloating the mid range of the frequencies at different points in the track, and when you kind of feel that, if you kind of focus on what the rhythmic guitar is doing in that very moment, oftentimes I think it's just a little bit hot. So crash cymbals feel as though some of their luster has been withheld. Really like the drum work in this thing. Kick up a touch. It's got a really nice character and flavor to it. I might even accent the transient just a touch. And then also, it'd be great to hear more definitive impact from the crash cymbal kick drum combos, the fills. One of the easiest ways you could do that, aside from having that little bump to the kick, if that doesn't make those feel just a little bit more defined, what you can do is you can use a little side chain, right? You can put a little side chain ducking on the guitars, on the backing guitars. Those long sustained notes can kind of be brought down just a little bit when that kick is triggered, and it'll make it feel just a little bit more impactful. Those, yeah. That's it, I think. Maybe different velocities on the kick, kind of building up, sounds a bit robotic. Yeah, I would agree with that. Exophonic music, absolutely. Sides feel a little bit mud. Yeah, it's a little tough when you've got the wall of sound thing covering the entire stereo spectrum, but I feel like you're doing a pretty good job here. One thing you can do is double check all of your reverb channels and make sure that you've taken out your highs and lows in the reverb channel, but also that you've taken a bit out of the mids too, so there isn't that unwanted buildup of frequencies, because that's easy to have happen in the wall of sound. Our boy is saying, for sure, thanks. It's still in a rough mix state because I'm waiting for a possible vocalist collab on this one. Ooh, nice. Guitars are going to need to be shaped to make room for vocals, but thanks. Yeah, this is great, dude. It's good stuff. All right, kitty cats. We have run over, which I'm totally happy about. It's really good to hear and see y'all again in 2025. Last chance to grab the 2 sound packs. Click on the link in the chat right now. Go grab your sound packs. They may not be available for you later. Get your submissions in by the end of the live stream on Friday. I will remind you guys during the week. I'm looking forward to what you guys make. And now I'll go over here and refresh and see who's streaming. Who is up? Who's here? Kwame. Love you, homie. Hope you're doing well over there. Happy New Year. Who is doing their thing? Let's go play at Shu's house. Yeah, let's go see what Shu's doing. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you again in 2 days' time on Friday. It's a feedback Friday, but it's also a community challenge day, which makes it basically a freaking holiday. So skip work if you have to. I mean, I'm not saying like end all your relationships, but this is way more important than anything else. So I'll see you guys on Friday. All right, you know the rules. Please don't eat Shu's food out of the fridge while he's playing music in the living room. It's just rude. I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out.